All right, everybody, welcome to Blockbuster Mentality. I'm Ben.
Hey, I'm Dave.
And we're going to do a quick review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom for you folks. We're doing a little bit of a remote session here, we're testing some things out, but bear with us. It's going to be a non-spoiler review. I know you saw this movie on Sunday, right, Dave?
Yeah, after all that complaining about MoviePass, I was able to get tickets, and you saw it on Friday, right? So that's
I saw it Friday afternoon. It wasn't too difficult to get tickets. I went a couple hours early just to get them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the theater was packed on Friday afternoon, so it's definitely a movie that's gonna do good in the box office. It's already, I think, made $150 million in its first weekend.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get the show out today. But yeah, so I mean, what were your initial thoughts going in, and then what'd you think about the movie?
Well, I think I'm sort of like you. I love the franchise. It gets me excited. It's not a movie. I never want to miss any of these movies. I really liked the first Jurassic World, so I was excited for Fallen Kingdom. I didn't really give too much credence to the previews because you really just never know, looking at a trailer. I like the cast. I like Chris Pratt. I like Bryce Dallas Howard. I'm a fan. Good to bring in Jeff Goldblum for chaos. Life it finds a way.
Finds a way.
We got a little bit of that. I thought this was a highly entertaining film, but I think in terms of critique or in terms of stars or quality, I don't think this is as good as the first Jurassic World. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty much right there with you. I mean, I wasn't that excited to go see it. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm a fan of the franchise. I was excited to see Jurassic World when that first came out in 2015. But when I started seeing the previews for this, it was just, I don't know. It seemed like it was Jurassic Park franchise was gonna go down a bad path, almost like, I don't know, like Fast and the Furious or like Pirates of the Caribbean. They just keep shooting them out there and knowing that they're still going to make money.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I wasn't too excited. I saw it again. It was entertaining, but the plot and the story just went down a path that was quite stupid. That's a good way I have of describing it. I think the plot was silly. I think the story was silly. I like Chris Pratt. I'm not a huge fan of Dallas Bryce Howard, to be honest. But
I thought there was a lot of moments where Chris Pratt was just sort of like staring with a confused look on his face for long parts of the movies. So I think that's direction, not him.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not a knock on him. I mean, he did, he performed what was written.
Yeah.
Just it was very badly written. I mean, I loved the opening scene. It kind of got me hooked right away. Obviously, we're gonna stay away from spoilers here. I mean, that kind of got me hooked. I was like, okay, this could be good, and it's always fun watching dinosaurs eat people. I mean, that's been that's not even a spoiler. I mean, they're gonna eat some people in these movies, and that's always fun to watch. It's a fun popcorn movie, but just, I don't know. The original Jurassic Park, obviously, it's not gonna meet up to that. But there was themes to it. Even Lost World. I mean, there were themes and tones that were more than a popcorn movie. And then this just it's going down the path that I feared it was going to.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, they're definitely going to make another one. So hopefully they've got some sort of a change in mind or something else that's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, even you mentioned that opening scene, it was cool, but you don't have there's no real logic in the action. When you watch something that's made by Spielberg, it's very logical of why things happen, and I don't want to give spoilers in detail, and maybe a non-spoiler one I can go into more detail, but I don't want to get everything away. But even that opening one, it was fun, it was interesting, but how it actually happened was really they don't have a way they didn't think of this, or they didn't.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from there, and along those same lines, that's kind of how I felt with the, I guess, quote unquote bad guys. When they're first going on the island or whatever, just their motivation and it's like, why are you evil? Like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, why does this have to turn into life and death where you just get what you want, and it's tough luck for the good guys, and you just move on. But why does it have to be a life and death thing?
Right.
Why do the bad guys have to be murderers?
Exactly. It's almost cartoonish, right? When it doesn't need to be.
Exactly. And I noticed this after the one the main, not the white collar bad guy, but like the guy who was on them there with the island. Do you know who that actor was? Like that main guy.
Yeah.
He was
like his name or
no? I mean, I was just gonna tell you I didn't know. It's Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I couldn't place him, and I thought he was actually. In the theater, I leaned to my wife and asked if he was in something else. So that's Buffalo Bill, huh?
Yeah, that's Buffalo Bill. Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had no idea until after when I was looking at the IMDb stuff, and I was like, oh, that's who that guy is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was excited for Jeff Goldblum, and not trying to give too much away, he doesn't really have much of a part.
No, he's barely in it.
It was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. It's almost just like a cameo when he might be like the best actor in the whole movie. And you just give him like 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, especially you're bringing him back after, I think the last one was Lost World. That was like 98. So 20 years later, you're bringing him back, and that's all you're going to give him.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. But yeah, and then some of the stuff once they're off the island, again, you see all this in the previews. It like you said, it got silly. It got cartoony. It's, I don't know. It just, I wish, and there was, certain twists that happened in the movie, which was very predictable, very obvious, and you know.
I do want to mention though, getting off the island. I forget exactly what the preview showed, so I don't want to say too much. But how they get off the island, it's a pretty amazing, like 10-minute sequence of all that action.
Yeah, there's moments in this film, where it's like exciting, it's tense. Yeah, that whole island. I mean, it's in the previews that there's a volcano erupting. Okay. So some of the imagery with that, is cool. Like the lava, like when it's like seeping through the ceiling when they're in that like control room at that one point. That was pretty cool.
It's as good as action as you're gonna get.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, this is it's stupid fun. I guess you could call this movie
pure popcorn, right?
I went and saw it with my 8-year-old. He loved it. So, I mean, I think that's what these movies are really about now is, it's terrifying / exciting the kids. And,
so if the characters, the bad guys are over the top and ridiculous, then, then maybe they're just not making this for us. But I that's a flaw, though. I mean, they should be making it for all ages.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's how the original Jurassic Park was and how the other ones were. And it does seem like it's going down, again, I've used this phrase a lot going down that path. But
there was this one scene where I thought, I don't want to give nothing away here either, but it was very cheesy. It was like a 90s cheese. They're in a 90s or 80s cheese. They're in this big room, and it's like an auction going on. I don't want to give too much away, but it reminded me of like bad movies that I've seen. Yeah,
that was part of the thing I was talking about when they got off the island, how it got cartoony and silly. Yeah. That was definitely part of that. I totally am on the same page with you there.
At least they changed the setting a bit because they went to a different place rather than like running around in a jungle, so that's different.
Right. Well, my thing is, obviously the events happen in Jurassic World, making Jurassic World now no one, they basically closed the park, but they were going to close the park in a couple of years anyways if this volcano was erupting. So,
what was their plan there?
I know. Yeah, I don't know. You would think they would have some idea that they were built on a volcano, but
we got this great idea. We're going to invest billions and billions of dollars. We didn't bother to do any geology studies.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell? It's just and again, as the plot was going, it was just predictable and just like I rolled my eyes a few times.
Yeah.
But again, it's still I don't want to say don't see this movie because again, it's fun. It's a popcorn movie.
Yeah. It's a summer blockbuster, and I say if you're a fan of the franchise, I would recommend it. Just know what you're getting into.
Right, exactly. If there's nothing else you want to say about it, do you want to go ahead and rate it, or do you have any other thoughts you'd like to share?
I think we covered everything, and honestly, even with spoilers, I'd only really have just a couple of things more to say. There's not really much.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's stuff with that twist I'd want to say, but other than that, I mean, there's really not much. Yeah, I could say more with spoilers. So yeah, that's. Good call there, my friend. Good call.
I'm ready to give a rating. I'm going to give it 2 stars and 3.5 buckets of popcorn.
2 stars, 3.5 buckets of popcorn. I mean, I give it 1.75 stars and 3.5 buckets of popcorn.
Yeah. I think we're right on there. Actually, I looked up Rotten Tomatoes, and I wrote this down somewhere. 50% critics and 61% audience. So it's not even that strong for audience. I think we actually, if you consider that almost a popcorn score in a sense, we kind of thought it was more entertaining than I think the audience really.
Yeah. I don't know what. Again, if I'm rating this movie, I'm glad we do the popcorn and stars because, again, it is an entertaining movie. It's not a quality movie. So,
and it's not very long either. I think it's just over 2 hours, which was it was the perfect length.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I didn't feel like, oh, when is this thing over at all ever? Because I was still interested to see what was going to happen and things like that. But
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's not a groundbreaking film by any standards or anything like that. It's just dinosaurs wreaking havoc.
Yeah.
So, that's
good,
it is what it is.
Good fun. Watch people get eaten, right?
Definitely. All right. Well, yeah, that's all I got for it.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Okay.
Let's wrap this thing
folks.
up.
Yeah, so all right, that's it for us, folks. Let us know what you thought of Jurassic World. You can follow us on Twitter. Let us know on Twitter at BlockbusterCast. You can follow me at BCCord.
I'm at Dave_Quist.
And subscribe to us on YouTube. We'll put the audio version of this on YouTube as well. No video today as I am in my car. And Dave is at home. So, all right, folks. Well, that is it for us. For Dave, I'm Ben Secord. And as always, grab some popcorn, grab some snacks. We'll catch you guys
at the movies.